Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. We are on a journey of a success stepper, part 6. Part 6. We're moving on pretty good. Well, I got this video downloading here. I'm going to just talk to you about success as a success stepper when you don't even know you're being successful. See, when you don't even know you're being successful, you're succeeding as you're walking through your dark night of your soul. As you're walking through, see, I think about my criminal case and I go back to it. And I say to myself as a healed success stepper, I say to myself, damn, I don't know where I got. God was with me in every step of the way. Because if God wasn't with me, when I had people coming to my business during the time of my trial, I remember while I'm waiting on bond, those 5 years, and I'm going to school and I'm really invested in sharing my emotional processing with those who I feel deserved to hear my story. At that particular time, nobody was interested. That's why I say timing is of the essence. Timing right now, right here, is the very thing that's going to validate your growth. There are going to be timestamps showing your success. Amazing, right? These timestamps are going to fulfill within you the stamina to keep going. See, I do believe that we come here with a mission and a purpose and a vision. And we were talking about that the other day. My girl Chameleon on TikTok said that there is an area in life where your first business, everyone comes to the planet with a entity number. And it's your social security number. That is your first business. And if you don't know how to project and handle that business in that way, you will never be able to be a success in a business within a corporation, within an organization, within an LLC, within a sole proprietor, within a nonprofit, within a C Corp, within an S Corp, within education. You're never going to be able to do that. And so what happens is you receive 2 degrees. When you rise to the occasion and become your higher version of who you are, you receive 2 degrees. The man-made degree is the lower vibrational physical degree that you can go into their educational systems and work. You can go within their structures of criminal justice. You can go within their programming of health and human services, doctorate as a doctor of, whatever they tell you, you have the license to hold that. So in this license, I believe, now this is just coming from my point of view regarding who I am and how I became who I am today as a doctor in the field of leadership. And I say leadership through North Central University. My doctorate degree was talking about my experience in the institution. Okay. And so that was after coming home because I did not understand anything. I did not understand it until it was over. Okay. So now we are moving towards the destiny of what are you going to do now as a high vibrational being? So you get a different degree. Outside of that doctorate, outside of that master's, outside of that bachelor's, outside of that associate's, outside of the high school diploma, outside of the GED, outside of whatever other new early college, all of that, you get a separate degree. And that is the life degree. You get a degree that says that you have the experience to be the director, CEO, board of directors over your life. You have that sovereignty. And I'm not talking about on that physical vibrational level. The sovereignty in which I'm speaking is the sovereign being in which you're able to walk the land, and certain things that you would do, you have the keys to do them. Don't ever give those keys up. Because the minute you give the keys means that you are not happy with being a sovereign being. No, not giving my keys away because you weren't there when I was building the structure. This is a solid foundation here. And as a success stepper, a healed success stepper in 2025, after all that I've gone through, after all that I've experienced unnecessarily, I now know who was responsible. I know all the judges. I know all the prosecutors. I know all the doctors. I know all the employees. I know all the street urchins. I know all the hoodlums. I know all the co-workers. See, that's why on the physical realm, the easiest way to be drugged into your life is to be drugged through your life. The only thing that they can do to make sure that you don't remember who you were, that's why Meta AI can sit here and tell me who I'm not today, because according to their meta-analysis, I should not be here right now. But they did not project that something that I would be the outlier. Okay, you know how in algebra they tell you, how you can dissect certain data, and anything that's on the outside of that data, like you do something different than what they expect, you're the outlier. Google that, outlier, outlier. And they call it an outlier because you're outside of what their lies are. You're outside of what they expected for your life. So it goes all the way back to us learning fairy tales during the time of the villain. When the villain tells you, hey, I'm going to give them this apple and it's going to be a poison apple, and then they're going to fall asleep and they're going to be named Sleeping Beauty because they're just going to be sleeping there looking beautiful. Blind, deaf, and dumb. Walking through a society that has games, traps, and snares set up, and they got a lot of people on their side in their cults and in their secret societies and in their missions to do the job. You need a house? Okay, you don't have to pay rent, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to give this person hell. I want you to tell them and threaten them and show them, even though they're trying to be a success, I want you to, sabotage everything that they do, because you're there to watch it. So I want you to your job is just to sabotage. We made it through all that, steppers. We made it through. Because as a success stepper, your goal is to make sure that you don't fall. You fall one time, you got to, in order to get up. But after that, man, come on. You have the power. Keep yourself in balance. You have the power of frequency, of higher vibration. When you are the higher vibrational position giver, now everything below you is at your will and at your command. And that's how people get played up. They get so to the point where they feel that they have the keys, and now here comes this ego. Here comes this not growing, but an ego to manipulate the circumstance. Now I'm going to use you like you used me. Nah, I don't have that to do, because I already know that karma is real. And it's real for me, because in my mindset, whatever is done to me is going to be repaid. And they going to have a hell of a lot more time to be there to pay for that debt than I ever had under their illusion. So I don't have to do anything. My spiritual success team got me. I can roam the land freely, sleep beautifully. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And you know why I can? Because I would never, in a position of even high standard power inside of a system that has told me in order to get paid whatever they're going to pay me, I have to do this or I have to do that. I'm not selling my soul to the devil. I'm not going to release an amount of time for a crime that you say I committed. You don't have nothing on paper. You don't got nothing on camera. But you want to sit here and you want to judge my name because you think I'm afraid of you and afraid of what the physical society is going to say. Why would I be afraid of that when everybody is going to go through a test? Some of them will fall, but many of them will not rise because they don't have the time to realize. They don't do affirmations. They don't do spiritual breath work. They don't do emotional healing. They can't stop having sex with each other. They can't even lower or elevate their frequency to be alone for a day. They cannot realize and fathom looking at themselves instead of looking at someone else. So I don't have nothing to worry about them people. I could care less because those are the people they're speaking of. The people who failed the test, who want to judge me for passing the exam, who want to judge me for making sense of my life, making it make sense. I made it make sense. So making it make sense meant that I had to go within me and realize what I did wrong. Many people are not trying to go through that.
Crackers?
Hold on.
Premium crackers, some basic, unsalted even.
Oh my God.
You mean to tell me?
Okay, sorry. I was uploading the video and it just popped back. But that's my other video, Journey of a Success Stepper number 5. I go through the timeline of my incarceration and how the system really drugged me through their system for no reason. They just drugged me through. Also talked about involuntary intoxication and how that is very vital when it comes down to making sure that you do what you need to do in order to know who you're around. That's very, very important. Time is on our side, guys. And if you are trying to be a success stepper right now, what you got to do is go within you and start writing a log down of the things that you are embarrassed most about. Because this was my most embarrassing moment in my life, catching that criminal case. Because my goal was to go through life, and I think I had this perfectionist perspective. I really do. And it broke my heart. It made me feel some kind of way. But now I know I don't give a damn. I don't care because I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I have become. I know what obstacles I have faced. I know what big bad wolves were out there in sheep clothing that got me where I was and then took off the sheep's clothing and it was a wolf up under it. And I had to still face that, and I still did it. I still did it. Their medical system took my mother, okay? Even though I know she voluntarily, it was voluntarily there because her doctor said she needed to do this. My grandmother's doctor said she needed to do that. My aunt's doctor said she needed to do that. And they blamed it on, the major, situations that happen in everybody's life. They want to blame that. But I'm here to let you know. I understand who you are and I understand what you did. Time has exposed it all. And now you just gotta repay. That's it. You just gotta repay. So I know I'm going to be ultimately blessed when I return everything back to every sender that literally played over my mother's life and then sat there after the death, sat there after the unplugging of the life support to tell me that they were only a freaking practicing physician. A practicing physician. So all you do is practice. You're not even a real doctor. Where was Meta AI on that one? Where was Meta AI on that one? Yeah. You should have got better encrypted real doctors. See, I'm a doctor of leadership, and I speak on an international as well as a national basis. I am not one who will play like I'm a physician to go in and do heart surgery. I'm not that type of doctor. I'm a business consultant and an international leader of morality, integrity, vibrational practice, high frequency building, better version emphasis. That's who I am. And it shows in the way I live. You meet me, you're going to get the same thing. So I just wanted to get on and share with you that I don't even know where this video is even went, but I hope that you are having an amazing day. I hope the journey of a healed success stepper can help you to go through your dark night, because everyone has to go through it. You have to go through it to get to it. And don't faint. Don't fall out. Let your higher vibrational frequency take over. Stop standing in your own way. I know what that means now, and it took me many, many years to understand standing in my own way meant my physical would not allow my spirit to just come in and do what it needed to do in order to get me where I have peace, tranquility, harmony, abundance, mental health, balance, emotional health, balance. Everything is working out for my good. Health, well, ain't on no type of medicine, okay? Can do what I need to do. And with that being said, I thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you for allowing me to just share my journey. And if you need me, my information is in the description box. You can comment on the video and you can leave certain details. Yeah, they want to have a controversial name for me because they can't make the money off of what I'm doing for myself right now, because I'm a leader of my own impact. I don't owe anybody anything, you know, not when it comes down to the way I live my life today. I don't owe anyone spiritually. And currency is energy. Energy is currency. And as long as I give into it, I'm always going to be trying to be better than. I'm always going to be very embarrassed about how I made this mistake, and who's gonna see this, and oh my God, can I pay somebody off to delete this from the whatever? Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it all live. I'm gonna keep it right here. I'm going to keep it right here. So thank you, Justice Law. I think that is who has my case online. Thank you, Justice Law, because I went back and studied myself. Because you got to study yourself to be approved by the higher courts. Because now these physical judges ain't got nothing on the spiritual court. Nothing. And I'm an example and a witness. You can't touch this. And we'll see you next time.